What is time? While most people think of time as a constant, Einstein's theory of relativity showed that time is an illusion that moves relative to an observer. Time traveling is a dream for many, and technically speaking, everybody on Earth is traveling through time. Every minute that ticks forward, we are being pushed through the dimension we know of as time. It is hard to understand time when it seems so different. Even humans' perception of time changes depending on how our brain processes it. For example, if a person is entertained or being mentally stimulated, like you are sitting in a cafe with a beautiful girl, time seems to fly by and go in a heartbeat. On the other hand, if somebody is bored, time seems to go on much slower. In reality, time is not being sped up or slowed down, but our perception of time is. Time travel is a concept of movement between certain points in time, just like we move from one point to another in space. What if somehow we are able to build a time machine and travel back in time to change certain things from our past? But is it that simple? Well, not so. The term grandfather paradox is used to refer to any kind of inconsistency resulting from changing the past. The grandfather paradox basically describes the situation where for some reason or another you have decided to go back in time and kill your grandfather in his youth. Okay, let's start from the beginning. You build a time machine. Now you travel back in time. You kill your grandfather, which means your father is not born. So, you are also not born, which means you are not able to build a time machine if you are not born. So, your grandfather is not getting killed, which means your father is born, then you are born, then you build a time machine, and the endless loop continues forever. Confusing, right? Let us try to understand it from another angle. For anything to happen, that is, for any effect, you need reason or cause. So without cause, there's no effect. But in grandfather paradox, you are trying to mess with this fundamental law of nature. It is not limited to just the hypothetical situation of killing your grandfather. Basically, grandfather paradox is any instance where one travels back in time to alter the past, and by altering it, you eliminate your reason for going back in the first place. Let us take another example. You read about a world war in a book and now you want to prevent it from ever happening. So you decide to travel back in time and kill baby Hitler. Then would you be able to prevent world war? Well, just like the last example, if you kill baby Hitler, then the world war never happens. So it is never written in books. Then how can you know to kill baby Hitler in the first place?
Down, yeah. I've been feeling so down, yeah. Can you tell me why? I'm down.